Today, I've got 4 or 5 major airdrop claims for you guys. So if you've been following along with the channel for a while, you're going to want to make sure that you claim these and register for them. And then I've also got a couple of additional new pieces of alpha for you. So let's get into it. Quick little video today. And I'm going to start out by talking about the Limitless token. So I made an entire video about this a little while back, and the claim for the token is now currently live. So if you traded on their platform, if you joined the profit challenge, you can claim your tokens directly on the Limitless page. This is only for season 1 or the alpha season points, but it's actually a pretty solid payday. The token is currently trading at around 33 cents. And so depending on how much volume you moved on this platform, you may find that you got a solid little stimmy. Many of the people in my Discord ended up getting easily 4 figures off of this one. Now, in addition to that, if you participated in the Krypto pre-sale for Limitless, you can now claim that. I got in, but they only allocated me 30 USD, so honestly, not great. This is a split claim, 50% now, 50% later. So you can claim the first portion of that allocation if you manage to get into the Krypto presale. In terms of liquidity, if you want to make a swap, the easiest one right now is just on-chain. On Airdrop Finance. I'm not sure. I don't think that they have any major centralized exchange listings just yet. And by the way, these updates are always coming out real time in my Discord server. So this morning we pinged people to let them know they could claim and sell if they wanted to. And if you want to join the Discord, costs $5 per month. You can sign up on Patreon. The link is down below. All right, the next claim, if you are still farming Hyperlane in their additional seasons, you can now claim until October 29th. Now, unfortunately for Hyperlane, if you want liquidity on that, you'll have to unstake the tokens. But if you did farm this and qualify, make sure that you go start the unstaking process if you're planning on actually selling this. All right, another big one that came out today, which actually surprised lots of people, is Turtle. So this one you probably would have farmed if you watched my videos from last year. I posted about this a few times because it was basically an additional yield Lego. We were farming L2s like Linea, we were farming staking and restaking protocols. And so if you got into any of that stuff with me last year, you're probably eligible for a decent little stimmy here. I managed to claim and sell, got a few K out of this one. So a nice 4-figure airdrop from this as well. Currently, the price of the Turtle token is around 20 cents. Earlier in the day, it was closer to 30 cents. And this one, you have to decide when you claim if you want to take 70% of your allocation up front, or if you want to wait and vest in order to get the full amount. Personally, I just took what I got and ran from this one because it's not really a token that I'm looking to hold long term. But I have been seeing on a few of my videos recently, a lot of people saying, oh, thanks for reminding me. I would not have even known to check to see if I was eligible, and I managed to claim a solid airdrop. So this is probably one of those things, especially if you've been with me for a while here. You should definitely check. You could be getting a couple $100, even a couple of thousand, depending on how much liquidity you use to farm the airdrops that Turtle was partnering with. The token claim, by the way, is on Binance's Smart Chain. And then if you do claim and you want to sell, you can sell it on decentralized exchanges. PancakeSwap is one, but actually you can also just use Jumper or another aggregator, and that will find the best rates for you. Now, the next airdrop claim that I want to talk about is Meteora and their MET token. I believe this is going to be another big one, probably a solid 4-figure airdrop for me personally, if not 5 figures, depending on the price of the token. And this one I'm mentioning today because it's going live on October the 23rd at 1 p.m. UTC. And for this, there is potentially a reason to show up on time and be prepared to monitor this, because if you recall from my last video, they had an option to claim your airdrop in the form of a liquidity distributor NFT. And if you did that, you may want to come here at 1 p.m. UTC and watch to see how the price of the token is, because you may want to claim your fees and or pull your liquidity depending on how the price of that token is doing. So if it's starting to drop and you're thinking, oh, I just want to get out and walk away with what I have, then you can pull the LP. Otherwise, if it's staying in a nice range, you can just sit back and collect those nice LP fees. Or if it's actually going up, then you might decide that you'll hold the position for longer. This will be one of the biggest airdrops on Solana of this year, I'm sure. And if you qualified, by the way, the checker came out a little while ago. I can post it again down below this video if you missed that and you want to check to see if you're actually eligible. But yeah, I'm personally setting my alarm and I'm going to be waiting and watching this one live. They've already got all the details that you'll need to know, including the token contract address, and you can watch the launch pool here at this link. So I'll post this down below the video as well. So between all these claims that I just mentioned today, that is a lot of very solid paydays just in one single week. October is shaping up to be a very solid month for airdrops. Hopefully you qualified for one, if not multiple of the ones that I just mentioned. And if you're not sure, it can't hurt to always check your eligibility on all the wallets that you might have farmed it with and claim your tokens, because people definitely leave money on the table with these. And since some of them are actually time sensitive, there's registration periods, or there's claim periods where if you don't claim by a certain time, you forfeit the tokens. It always pays to at least check. Now, talking about that, let's move to some future potential alpha, something actually that is time sensitive, which is that you need to register for the Kinetic Foundation airdrop. This is liquid staked hype on the Hyperliquid EVM. It's got a lot of TVL and a lot of people farm this one. And if you did, you're going to want to make sure that you visit the terms and conditions page and sign it with your wallet that you farmed it with by November the 21st. If you do not do that, you will forfeit your tokens. Some people didn't register for the Hyperliquid airdrop itself and forfeited massive amounts. So this is one of those situations where make sure that if you farmed it, you actually remember to register for the airdrop, because if you don't, you're going to be sad. This also is giving us some kind of hint that the token will probably be launching after the registration period closes. Now, we've got some tokenomics as well, which looks pretty bullish. Let me just pull this up here. So the airdrop itself is going to be 25% at Genesis, so on day one. And most of that is going to points holders, 24%, with an additional 1% supply going to the Hyper NFT holders. So that is a very solid amount for day one airdrop. I think this could end up being a pretty solid cook, as long as you remember to register your eligibility. Now this right here is not actually airdrop alpha, but I'm going to mention it anyways, because for me personally, this has been one of the biggest unlocks and the biggest pieces of alpha in crypto that I have found. This is the EtherFi credit card. The TLDR on this is that if you have money in crypto, it gives you a simple way where you can actually spend it in the real world anywhere you want, because you can sign up for one of these accounts. You do have to KYC for it, by the way. But if you do KYC and you sign up for an EtherFi credit card, you can actually just use your crypto assets to buy things in real life. And when you do that, you can earn cashback rewards, but you can also earn yield on the assets. So for example, you can hold in your vault staked ETH, restaked ETH, you can hold staked Bitcoin, you can hold APY earning US dollars from EtherFi. And when you hold these tokens in your wallet, in your vault here with EtherFi, it accumulates that additional value. It lets you retain your exposure to Ethereum or Bitcoin if you want to, but then it also lets you unlock the value of those assets when you spend them in real life. And the two ways that you can spend your crypto are, you can just load up your vault and then do direct pay. So whenever you tap your card, it just deducts that amount. So it's like basically a prepaid debit card. Or you can do borrow mode, and then you pay a 4% to borrow on the collateral that you have in your wallet, which is actually a very solid rate compared to traditional credit card interest rates, easily above 20%. So personally, I just actually got this. I got the credit card on my Apple Pay, and I've been going around experimenting with it, tapping and buying a few things. It works so smoothly. You get the cash back in the form of scroll tokens right now, but when you get that, you can just swap them into something else. So yeah, this has quickly become one of my favorite ways to actually off-ramp and spend money from crypto in real life. If you've been looking for something similar, you can check it out. This is not sponsored at all. I just think that this product is awesome. And then two additional pieces of alpha. One is for ethereal trade. So this is the new perpdex launched by Athena Finance. I mentioned it several other times on the channel, and they actually just launched on mainnet. So if you made a pre-launch deposit, you can now bridge your funds to Ethereal mainnet. You're going to get a 2x points boost for loyalty, and you can earn a 2.5% APY right now on USDE deposits. I believe that the trade features are still somewhat limited to people that sign up for the wait list that I shared on the channel previously. If you're eligible to get access to this, I think it's a solid perp dex to farm. They have a points program coming, and they're backed by one of the biggest stablecoin protocols in crypto, Athena Finance. I think this one is going to be pretty bullish. So I bridged over my pre-launch deposit, and I made a couple of trades to experiment with it, and I will be using this perp dex moving forward. And then the final piece of alpha is that we know Base said that they're going to be launching a token soon, and they just actually updated their guild.xyz page where you can connect your wallet and your social accounts and then get different badges depending on what you've done in the ecosystem. So if you are farming Base and you want to make sure you hit as many criteria as possible, definitely makes sense to go reconnect to the new guild page and collect all of the badges that you might be eligible for. So that's it for today's video. Hopefully you found those claim reminders and those additional pieces of alpha useful. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.